Sometimes they're classroom and they have stuff sick.
So cool.
It was a dark and lonely night. One of those nights where you only heard the rain smashing against the window. It was a type of night you couldn't find an alley cat out in the alley. I was startled by a sudden rap at the door.
So was I.
Come in.
Hi, mister. You got a second?
Yes, of course. I said, yes, of course, and I gestured to a chair. Yes, of course. What can I do you for, Miss?
Extraordinaire. Miss... Extraordinaire. It's French.
I could tell she was lying, but I decided to go along with it.
Well, you see, mister, I'm in a terrible bind. Just moved here to New York, and with only a spoon to my name. I was lonely and I needed some friends, and I got mixed up with the wrong people, and now Mr. Dish has run away with my spoon. So you see, I need your help something bad.
She was telling me that the dish ran away with a spoon. So the dish ran away with your spoon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She said that's what she was saying.
Excuse me, why do you keep doing that?
Doing what? I said.
That. Saying everything that's going on around here.
I'm not trying to make her believe I was doing otherwise.
Yes you are. I can hear you.
I knew at this point the dame was on to me.
Of course I'm on to you. I can hear you.
This wasn't going to be as easy as I thought.
Would you stop that?
She was getting testy with me now. Stop what?
That. Narrating everything. It's annoying.
Oh, I didn't know you could hear me. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Okay. So anyway, can I get your help or not, mister?
Yeah.
Well, can I?
Yeah. I didn't know if I could help her, but I did know that I was...
Ah,
forget it! Like I said, it was a dark, lonely night. The type of night where all you heard was rain smashing against the windows. It was the type of night where you couldn't even find an alley cat out in an alley.
And that's the end of the scene! That was cool. This is Film Noir / Crime and Mystery.
All right, party people. You ready to learn something? Okay. So, as he said before, this is Film Noir and Crime and Mystery. I'm going to be doing the Film Noir section. I'm sorry? That one? Okay. As Raleigh so sweetly pointed out, that everyone has done before. Okay. Hi. Film Noir. Literal meaning, black film. Simple as that. Okay? If you see on your handout, it has a little bit of a definition for film noir in the very beginning. It was created by Nino Frank, which was a French critic, in 1946. And film noir, basically, what they'll do is, with the specific events of that time period, is what the film noir portrays in their films. Unfortunately, film noir, some people argue, that there is not a, that film noir is not a genre, it's more of a mood, which I think is a bunch of crap. But we'll see what you guys decide. So after this, we'll see, have a raise of hands. Everyone stoked on some coffee and donuts? Yeah? Okay. It features themes which are more negative than positive. So obviously, we would not be in them. Unless we were good at this. It has an overall dark and shadowy outlook. Post-WW2, America developed a surprisingly pessimistic and brutal overview, which is sad. Arguably, the first film noir film was Stranger on the Third Floor by Boris Ingster in 1941, based on a frightening murder trial. And I can't speak. But I believe Maltese Falcon was the first.
Why?
I'm sorry?
Why?
Because it actually portrays everything from a film noir, as far as the private eye, the elements of film noir, private eye, the femme fatale.
We know that, but I mean...
Why do I personally think that?
Actually, I personally think that too.
Do you?
Yeah, there's a good reason though.
That's the good.
Okay, because I say so? Because you say so.
Where did the name title film noir come from?
Black cinema. Or
That's what it means.
from France.
And what happened in France?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Okay, well, I'll answer for you real quick.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, it's kind of trivia, but it's interesting to know. Yes, the first film noir was the one that you mentioned in 1941, but the one that's considered the first film noir is the Maltese Falcon, because film noir wasn't a term yet. And when Maltese Falcon was released, see, this is where I fall short. I have to look up the name of the writer. A French film reviewer in the newspaper in Paris wrote a review of the Maltese Falcon and decided to title the genre film noir. So it actually, in effect, is the first film noir because the name was created for the Maltese Falcon. And from that point on, everything like that's been done as film noir. So it's a little picky, but it's 10 years from now.
Because there's
10
a lot
years
of...
from now, you'll tell the story at the dinner table, and all these people will be impressed with you. You're doing fine, but that's why Maltese Falcon, since you brought it up. That's why the Maltese Falcon is considered by most of us the first one in reality, because the term didn't exist.
Exactly, and there's so many arguments as to whether or not it's even a genre as well.
Right.
And that's why, because of the fact that the reviewer had put that in as part of his review, it wasn't necessarily a genre until, I was getting a little bit nervous about your question there.
Yeah, I didn't do that, I'm sorry.
Okay, in the 1940s and 1960s was the most popular time period for film noir. Some elements of film noir, and I mean, there are a gajillion. I could turn blue in the face for how many there are. So I'm just gonna read you a few, and then the rest of them are on there. It also works in correlation with crime and mystery as well, all the elements. So there's fear, mistrust, bleakness, loss of innocence, despair, paranoia, melancholy, alienation.
It's an island.
Only sad people live there. Pessimism, ambiguity, moral corruption, evil, guilt, heroes or anti-heroes, private eyes, detectives, cops, gangsters, government agents, lone wolf, petty criminals, murder. Okay, plain Joes. You get the point. But there are two main characters